There was never a moment where I thought I would love being in the kitchen, because the women in my family are, that's their thing. And so I grew up with these long table Sunday lunches with my aunts and my cousins, and food is always food is always around. And it was only when I left Durban and moved to Cape Town into my own teeny tiny little studio apartment that I started experimenting in cooking. And at that point, it was just because it made me feel creative, and I just enjoyed the process. All Dhal'd Up is a collection of incredibly personal recipes, because the judges on MasterChef would keep saying, put yourself on the plate and your food is personal. And it tells the story about some part of my heritage, but also it tells the story of my travels and my life experience, because some of the dishes in here are not totally traditional. There is a cauliflower rice lamb biryani, which my grandmother is still a little bit iffy about. There's also a risotto. I got to travel to 10 international destinations on my TV show, All Eat World, and I got to cook with a Milanese chef who showed me how to make risotto. And in this book, it's got risotto with prawns and peas and Gruyere cheese, but also garam masala. So it's a very personal look at how I see food, and I guess myself, and it was a real pleasure to put this book together. All experiences in life change the way that you see the world. And for me, my experiences with food have definitely changed the way that I cook, because I got to cook with some incredible chefs abroad. I've got to meet incredible people here. I keep reading about food and seeing techniques from other people's cultures that I then feel like I have the license to play with in my own life and in my own kitchen. So I think All Eat World did obviously change the way that I see ingredients and technique, but so have many other experiences in my life, which have all culminated in All Dhal'd Up. The way that I've described All Dhal'd Up is ancestrally derived food. And some of these recipes, I got to hang out with my grandmother, who does not, I don't think she's ever used a recipe or measuring cups or anything like that. And I think that's very much of that generation. You eyeball stuff and you tweak it as you go along. But I wanted to be able to put those recipes into a place where people of future generations could learn from it. And so I sat with her and we measured stuff, and then I took it back to my own kitchen, and then I changed things up. I decided to change up we don't need double carbs anymore. Nobody's doing that level of physical labor that they need that. I changed up the oils so that they're healthier, and maybe some of the nuts, because they obviously add a different health spin to them. And the cool thing was that when I took some of these recipes back and my grandmother tasted them, she liked them. So I got a nod from my grandmother, which was great. I started thinking about food from a health perspective when I studied health and nutrition. So I'm a certified health and nutrition coach. And so I think from the 90s into the early 2000s, it was a lot about fat is flavor, and you needed to just live for the now. And a lot of those chefs have ended up with lifestyle diseases, diabetes, obesity, and that's not just for those chefs. I think I think people on the whole have sort of gone through this, I will eat anything without the consequences. And unfortunately, that's not the case. And I don't ever think that you need to skimp on things. You have to have the flavor, but you could just make small tweaks such that the end result is a positive one. The name of the book, All Dhal'd Up, is obviously a play on the phrase All Dhal'd Up, because this book is Indian-ish food. So it's food that you might have seen before or are familiar in terms of flavor, but they're definitely taken up upper level, and they've sort of, it's Indian food that's been reimagined. With my book, All Dhal'd Up, what I was hoping to do is to inspire people to think about using spices from breakfast through to lunch and dessert, because there is a section on breakfast that is light and healthy, but it's got a bit of spice in it. And I wanted to show people how to use vegetables in a different way. There is a sour brinjal curry in there, which is one that my dad's mother would make. And it's got tamarind in it and soft, squidgy brinjal. And I don't think people would have thought to use it in that way. I don't know if I have a love story with dal, but it's been a staple since I was a child. And now it's at the stage where you can eat dal with anything, like beautiful green rainbow salad and dal, and it doesn't even have to have bread, but a yogurt. It's a simple food, and with that it means that it's an honest food. And if you are what you eat, then maybe that's what I'm aiming for. The bacon dal was inspired by one of my aunts. She used to make a split pea soup with bacon in it, and dal is split pea soup, but it's got cumin in it, and it's got black mustard seeds, loads of turmeric. And then it just sort of like happened upon me. I was like, this sounds like a great idea. And for people that don't eat pork or don't eat bacon, it works really well with chicken bacon. You can do it with lamb bacon if you want to. Someone described it as dal that's been to private school, because in the book it's got sourdough croutons and like a drizzle of chili oil, and it is incredible. Being on MasterChef South Africa taught me about like sticking with your first thought, because there's no time in that MasterChef kitchen to change direction, because you've only got a limited amount of time. It taught me to like think about a dish in terms of texture and color and presentation. And I guess winning MasterChef South Africa kind of changed the trajectory of my life, because I wouldn't have been able to host a TV show. I wouldn't have written a cookbook. It definitely was a moment that changed things. You can be a food person, and like the way that you cook is guided by your commitment to wanting to live a healthier life.